Welcome back to the Pen and Inkwell. So today I'm going to be looking at a new pen that I haven't seen about a lot, and this was sent to me by Kaweco. They do send pens to me, and this pen, rather than send back, I've actually decided to purchase and to keep, and I've bought this myself from them. I am very pleased with it. I'll show you it in a far more detail now. So what pen am I talking about? I'm talking about the Kaweco Elite. This is unusual for me because I don't tend to like the more, I don't tend to choose the more classic looking pens, the more sophisticated looking pens. I do like a pen with a bit of character and a bit of panache, shall we say, and a bit of different sort of colour to it. But this one, it is plain, but it has got something about it, and I think that's what sort of drew me to it, and which you'll see when I look at it in more detail now. But this is it, just quickly. This is the Kaweco Elite. I'll just take that out there for you. See what I mean? Far more classic in design than something I usually go for. I'll turn the camera around now very shortly and we'll have a look at it closer, and then I'll do a writing sample right at the end. Hope you can join me. Bye bye. Welcome back. So we're looking now at the Kaweco Elite pen. So this is how this pen arrives in a nice, it's a different presentation box to the ones I've seen before. It's the first time I've seen this presentation box, and it comes in this cardboard sleeve to begin with. It has the Kaweco logo on there, licensed to write in Germany since 1883. So we'll take that out of there and put that aside for now. And in there then is this quite a smart black presentation box with a button at the front that opens this up. So we have the Kaweco logo here and this cushioned casing, I suppose, or protection under this ribbon. Okay, let's put that out of the way. So this is the Elite, and look, getting a little bit closer to see that. So this is a black body with a very heavy cap to this. So I'll tell you the dimensions of this now. This is quite a heavy pen. This is 39 grams in weight as far as the whole pen is concerned. But when you take this cap off, it's only 22 grams in weight. So the majority of there's a lot of weight in the cap. Length measurements wise, we're looking at 138 millimeters with the cap on. It's 132 without it. And posted, it is a whopping 177 millimeters long. Personally, I wouldn't post it, and you'll see why in a moment. It doesn't need to be, I have to say though. So let's have a look at the pen in closer detail. So it has this octagonal shape right the way around it, which is really comfortable to hold. Then at the end here, we've got the Kaweco logo at this end. This part of it is tapered in. It's quite sort of nice looking, this sort of taper right at the end here. And then this silver rhodium cap here, Kaweco Elite, see that written there, Germany. And then at the end here, we've got that Kaweco logo clip here, black fitting at the end to match that pen, and then this clip. See the same clips, the same clip design as on the students, but nice looking clip and matches perfectly. Quite a stiff clip on there. So let's have a look at this, and this is where this is different to any other Kaweco pen I've seen before. So it's a twist pen, as always, as I've always found them. I like them. Again, heavy cap. Let's put that cap aside. So I would say we have this octagonal shape here, and this tapers into quite a long grip section that narrows out. So this main body here now is 10 millimeters in, actually sorry, it's 18 millimeters in width. This at its sort of narrowest point is about 10, so it's a fairly wide grip section, which makes it really comfortable. And because it's long, particularly with my nails, as you've all come to know, this works really well. But what's different is the size of this nib. It's a very big nib. It's actually the same sort of size nib that I've seen on the TWSBI VAC 700, and so this is, again, it's a Bock nib, steel nib, and this is a fine. So this pen comes in a fine, a medium, or a broad. There isn't an extra fine or a double broad available in this, so this is the fine that they've sent me to have a look at. Same design on there, You can just see here has that floral pattern around the top, that sort of, and then it says Germany since 1883 underneath there, the Kaweco logo, and then the F for the fine nib. It is a big nib, but it is a beautiful looking nib. So you can see, I never use pens that are this classically designed, but I love it. It's very, very comfortable to hold. You grip that perfectly sized pen. You see what I mean now with posting it. You can post it. That's tapered in at the end there for you to be able to post should you choose to do so. But that is a very long pen, and it becomes quite top heavy, obviously because of all the weight in that cap there. So I wouldn't bother. It doesn't need to be. I wouldn't choose to post that. As far as filling system is concerned, look at the inside of this. International cartridges. I've got an international cartridge in here. You can use the Kaweco converters. It does also fit the long international cartridges as well in there. But I've tried other international converters and it doesn't fit. The reason why is that this is quite narrow in here, and some of them are a little wide and don't fit in there. So I'll close this back up and I'll screw this up. I'll do a quick writing sample for you. But if you've got any more questions, please let me know. But this is the Kaweco Elite. Personally, I've loved it. I've contacted Kaweco. I've chosen to keep it and to purchase this pen rather than send it back. I've liked it that much, and it's going to be a new addition to my collection, something a little bit different. So I'll do a writing sample and then I'll let you go. Bye. So this is the Kaweco Elite. This has a fine nib, and this ink is Visconti Sepia. So this, it's a steel nib. It's a hard nib. There's a lot of feedback from there. It is a very hard nib. And even though this is a fine nib rather than an extra fine nib, this is actually finer than some of the extra fine nibs I have. Sometimes it can, you know, the consistency isn't always there. Personally, I'm pleased about that. I like the fact that it's a fine line. If you're looking for a, you know, a fine nib, you might find this a little too fine, but this may be just this pen. It's very smooth to write with. I do find they are Bock nibs. I find them very good. I find them very smooth, to be smooth steel nibs. I haven't had any skipping with it whatsoever. It's been a pleasure to write with. It's a dry nib and it needs an ink that's got a little bit of, you know, quite a saturated ink really. This is, you know, this is one of those. I've tried different inks out of them. Some of them didn't work out as well, and it takes a bit of sort of, you know, getting the right ink. But I always find that it always takes a little while to get the right ink and pen combination to make it the perfect writing experience for you. So there's nothing more really to sort of say about this pen other than I am impressed with it. It retails over here around about £120, so it's not a cheap pen. And particularly, you know, it's a steel nib pen, so it isn't a cheap pen over here. It is cheaper to buy in Europe. However, would I pay that money for it? Yeah, possibly. I am. I have chosen to keep the pen. So, you know, I do like it. I'm very impressed with it. I particularly like the size of that nib, and I like the way it writes. So if you've got any questions, please comment below. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. If there's anything else you'd like to see, then as I say, drop me a line. Until then, I'll see you again. Bye.